Welcome to SKML Chess Academy. In the last video, we have seen the Ursov gambit decline in the bishop opening. The transformation of bishop's opening, I just gave a break because before that I want to cover the Vienna game where we can see how the Vienna game and bishop's opening and king's gambit can be transformed to one another. So let us see what is the Vienna game. In the e4, e5, normally we have seen e4, e5, d4, that is the center game, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4 is the Scotch game, and if e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5, then d3 or d4, it is being played in the Jacobiano. And in the bishop's opening, we have seen first bishop is developed as e4, e5, bishop c4. Now here in Vienna game, the second move varies e4, e5. Here, white develops the knight c3. Why? Because here in this knight c3, white keeping the option of playing f4, so that which can be transformed into king's gambit decline. So this is the idea. This is the idea why that white player is playing knight c3 is you have to be watch out for your f4 pawn. Okay, this is the reason Vienna game, bishop's opening and king's gambit declined are so intimately connected. Let us see. Here, the best move for the black is knight f6. This is effective counter for black which threatens d5. Is going to play d5. Here, after f4, he plays d5, e into f4, f into e5, then knight into e4. But here, in if suppose here if you play d3, white plays d3, here after d3, if white plays d3, it is played by Steinitz once, then e into f4, e into d5, bishop b4, and black has a freer game. So f into e5, knight into e4, knight f3. This is the standard. This is the starting diagram of the Vienna game. From the diagram, we can see the ideas as follows. For white, to drive the black knight away, set up a strong pawn center. For black, keep knight at e4 as long as possible. Prevent white from building up strong pawn center. He may pursue artificial isolation of the white e pawn by c5. You can play by c5 and knight c6. For the realization of his objects, black, in order to realize its objectives, he may have 5 moves at his disposal, and 4 are bishop moves and 1 is knight move. Let us see one by one. What are the moves he has? Bishop b4, he has bishop b4, he has bishop e7, he has bishop c5, he has bishop g4, and he has knight c6. After bishop b4, let us see one variation. We will see all the variations in this video. So the video may a little longer, but please bear with me because we cannot learn this in isolation. So I want to cover up all the black 5 moves here in this video, and next we will see what are the white developments in the next video in the Vienna game. Bishop b4. Here for bishop b4, if you play bishop e2, if white plays bishop e2 here, then there is a castling, and knight c6. White gets a burst game. Since he has artificially bring out his bishop out. You see, the bishop is not opened and bishop has to. The moment he moves this pawn, then knight will take it. Then if he pushes either of the pawn, the knight will take and bishop will take the pawn. If when it is moved, not in this condition, when it is moved, so black and this knight and bishop will take the exchange here. So let us see. This is the and here. So doesn't white has an alternative? Yes, it has a very good alternative on. Uh, Instead of after bishop b4, you should go queen e2. Here it compels the black to get rid of his knight. When knight into c3, d into c3, bishop e7, bishop goes back e7, bishop f4, c5, knight castles. So gives white a good attacking possibilities. The main advantage of castling, and here I want to mention, here black is going to castle on the king side. One of the, it is a strategic point, you can say. One of the why some people want like to castle on opposite sides, because you can push the pawns freely without worrying about your uh, exposure of your own king. So that is the one here. Further, here white king has an extra pawn for protection here. One more pawn. Let us see in the one bishop b4 we have seen. Let us see another bishop move in the next variation. Here in this we are seeing bishop c5 variation. In bishop c5 variation, we know that the main diagram is e4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, f4, d5, f5, knight into e4, knight f3. Here we can also insert diagram. This is the standard diagram for all this, and where the fifth move of black varies. Here black plays bishop c5. It is designed to secure position of the knight at e4. Knight at the e4. Here, if 6 d4, however, strengthen the white center. D4 is strengthen the white center, so that after the normal sequence, bishop b6, queen d3, c5, he must not give the opponent to consolidate. D into c5, knight into c5, queen e3, knight c6, bishop b5. The chances are about even in this game for both white and black. So let us see another variation. This is bishop e7. Here bishop e7 is the simplest one. E4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, f4, d5, f into e5, knight into e4, knight f3. Till this time, this is the. Now after this diagram, bishop e7 is the simplest but not the most promising. So when he played 5 bishop e7, 6 d4, white plays immediately not 6 bishop d3. Okay. After the natural, because why we avoid 6 b3 is, since bishop d3, knight into c3, bishop into c3, castling would have to be followed by d4. It will be followed by d4. But here, so here black is going to play d4. So that's why in this variation he changes at the sixth move. In sixth move itself, white plays d4. White plays immediately d4 after 5 bishop e7. So here then castles bishop d3, f5. White must either, when he plays f5, white may should allow the intruder stay there indefinitely or give up his center. Now he has to give up. So there are two options for him. Either you keep this pawn here, otherwise you give up your center. And after giving up center, he has a black has a very fancy, which yield black immediate equality since he can develop without trouble. Now let us see another variation where bishop g4 is played. Okay, e4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, f4, d5, f into e5, knight into e4, knight f3. Here, black plays bishop g4. Till now, we have seen the dark square bishop's lines, bishop b4, bishop c5, and bishop e7. Now, uh, queen's bishop, light square bishop is coming in this variation. Bishop g4 is played with a view to undermining the support of the white's center pawns. Since the knight is supporting the center pawn, so it is you want to undermine the knight here. So here, if he plays 6 queen e2, knight into c3, b into c3, c5, black gets a satisfactory game if he challenges the center early, since he is challenging the center early. But on 6 d3, if he plays d3, knight into c3, b into c3, c5, bishop e2, knight c6. He has already created a threat and the white center is none too secure. Okay. This is the one which is played by the 5 bishop g4. This is the last bishop outing here for black, and in the next variation you can see here the knight will come out. Queen's knight will come out to c6. This is the variation out of the 5 variations available for the black. This is the last variation out of it. So e4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, f4, d5, f into e5, knight into e5, knight f3. Here, after this, black plays knight c6. It is a promising counter-attacking line. Here again, black may artificially isolate the e pawn after d3. So after d3, but suppose if he plays queen e2 here, it's very bad. It straight away comes bishop f5, queen b5, a6, and gives black strong counterplay for the pawn. On the wall, black has a variety of good defenses to choose from. Here, d3, knight into c3, bishop into c3, d4. So here on the wall, in this line, in this video, we have seen black has a variety of good defenses to choose from. All the subscribers and all the viewers, I thank you very much. So many people are watching, but if you extended your helping hand to subscribe the video, we will get more encouragement and inspiration to do more videos. Please do like, subscribe, and press the bell icon button. Thank you very much.